Welcome to the another episode of Step by Step COVID-19 John Hopkins Data Analysis and Visualization. We are on part 8. Today we will be discussing on creating an interactive line chart for COVID-19 data. The requirements are we need to have Jupyter Notebook installed. We'll be using our Plotly library and Dash library. So this would be our library. So this will be my final output. So we can add any number of countries, like let's add 10, Russia, suppose, United Kingdom. So we can add any number of countries and remove any number of countries from here. So this is my final output, and I will be showing you step by step on how can we achieve this output. So let's jump into our code. Firstly, I will be using my libraries. I will be using Pandas for creating data frames, Plotly for integrating my line charts, and I will be using my default template, would be my Plotly black. Here we see a black screen because of this theme that I have used Plotly underscore black. You can change this theme and the theme of graph will change accordingly. So I'm using in my Dash library and Dash core components so that I can use this feature of adding a drop down here. So Dash through Dash core component, the feature of adding a drop down is achievable, and HTML is used so that I can add any coloring, the textual position, and all the arrangement is done through Dash HTML component, and these are my dependencies. So I will be initiating my application for Dash. It would be Dash underscore, and this would be my data frame. So this data I have taken from John Hopkins University. This is for my confirmed cases. So this will be my data. The data is also available in my previous slides. In part 1 tutorial, I have shown you the data that I have used. So this would be my data. So I have used read underscore CSV because the data is in comma format. So let's run. So this is my header, top 5 rows, and now I'm gonna be dropping a few columns because I don't need that. I will be dropping province, state, latitude, access equals 1. So this I have dropped my 3 columns. Now I will be transforming and cleaning my data set. I have already done this in my previous tutorial, so I'm not going to be going on deeply. I'm going to be using my melt operation. Will be on the basis of country/region. So transformation on the basis of country/region has been made. It simply converts our rows into column on the basis of country. So here I need to rename my column. I want my first column to be country, second to be date, and third to be value. Now I'm gonna third to be number of cases. Sorry. Now I'm gonna group this on the basis of semi-monthly wise. It will be my date, and frequency will be semi-monthly. I also need country field, need the sum on the basis of number of cases. Need to reset my index because the transformation has been made. And if I need to sort my values, then I will sort on the basis of number of cases. Descending equals false. I need to apply this to date field. There we go. So here is my transformed and cleaned data. Now I'm gonna initiate my application. To create a separate, I have defined the application. I have defined the layout. So my graph ID will be our graph, and the class name will be 9 columns. The class name is taken from my CSS file. So 9 columns means the width is 74%. So in my graph, so 74% is my graph and remaining is the drop down. So this portion indicates that 75% of my width is given to graph and remaining for creating drop downs. So this is my another layout. I have initiated the label and choose a number of countries is in here. Likewise in drop down I have used ID as country 1, and my filter data frame, group data frame, which I have generated here, it sorts on the basis of country name. So this is what we see in this field where we have all the columns, all the country name, and then I have set default values to 3 countries. So whenever we run the application, we will have the country name for US, Italy, and Australia. Likewise, multi-true means we can add any number of countries here. Disabled is false because the feature is enabled. Clear able is true because we can see X. That means we can clear our drop down menu. This is true. Searchable filter is true. Style, we have increased our padding to 5. This holder is the country name that we see here. Persistence means is the type is string. The value we see on our drop down is a string. And again, my class name is 3 columns because in CSS, which I have created. I have my class width to be 22%. So one thing to remind you is that in order for our CSS to work, we need to have the CSS file under assets folder. So I have included this under my assets folder. That's why it's working. So the file needs to be inside the assets folder. It should be inside assets, and this is my CSS file. So it should be inside the assets folder. So once the drop down is done, we'll call our application. Our output will be our graph, and the input will be our country name, one country which we have created in our drop down menu. Then I have written a function where I will look for every country value that we will pass in. For example, if you have US or any other Austria or any other countries, so all details are passed in clause. So this is where we handle all our country name, and it is stored in this variable, and we use this variable to show our plot. And coloring has been made, and height is set to 1000. We can play with the height. I have upgraded my layout, y-axis, x-axis, and finally I have called my application. So this is what I will see in my final output. So I have taken reference from these sites, which I will be mentioning in my YouTube tutorial, so that you can explore more and can include slide and other cool features. So this I will be including in as a reference material. So this is how we generate this output. Thank you so much.